Tomorrow isn't just another Tuesday. Most people will wake up, go about their day, completely unaware that the universe is handing them a golden ticket, a rare cosmic alignment that only happens under the most precise, pressurized conditions. And if you miss it, if you let this moment slip by unnoticed, you could be stuck in the same cycles for months, maybe even years. April 8th, 2026. Mark this date. Write it down, because what's happening in the sky tomorrow is so rare, so precise, and so explosively potent that astrologers have been tracking it for months. This isn't your typical planetary transit. This is a cosmic detonator, a threshold moment where the old world and the new timeline collide, and you're standing right in the middle of it. And if you've been feeling restless lately, like something inside you is screaming to break free, like you're trapped in a version of your life that no longer fits, keep watching. Because there's one specific reason why this energy has been building inside you, and I'll explain exactly what it is later, so stay tuned. But first, you need to understand what's happening tomorrow, because ignoring this isn't just about missing an opportunity, it's about staying stuck while the universe is literally handing you the keys to break out. Tomorrow, Mars and Uranus form a rare alignment at the most critical degree. Let me paint the picture for you. Tomorrow, April 8th at noon, Mars, the planet of action, courage and raw willpower, forms a perfect 60-degree angle with Uranus, the planet of rebellion, breakthrough, and sudden awakening. This is called a sextile, and in astrology it's known as an aspect of opportunity. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just any sextile. Both planets are positioned at exactly 29 degrees and 6 minutes of their respective signs. And if you know anything about astrology, you know that 29 degrees is called the anaretic degree, the final, critical, do-or-die degree of any zodiac sign. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in school and you've spent an entire semester learning a subject. The 29th degree is the final exam. It's the moment where everything you've absorbed, every lesson, every struggle, every triumph, it all comes down to one decisive test. Pass it and you level up. Ignore it and you stay stuck repeating the same grade. That's what's happening tomorrow. Mars is at the absolute final degree of Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, the sign of dissolution, spirituality, and letting go. And Uranus is at the final degree of Taurus, the sign of material security, physical resources, and stubborn stability. Both planets have spent months, even years, in these signs. Mars has been wading through the emotional waters of Pisces, learning to act from intuition rather than pure force. Uranus has been revolutionizing Taurus since 2018, shaking up everything related to money, values, and the physical world. And now, at the absolute last moment before they both move on, they connect in a way that says it's now or never. The 29th degree doesn't ask, it demands. Let me tell you something about the 29th degree that most people don't understand. It's not gentle, it's not patient, it doesn't give you time to think about it. The 29th degree is called the degree of fate for a reason. When a planet hits this degree, it carries with it an overwhelming sense of urgency. It's like standing at the edge of a diving board, knowing you have to jump, but your fear is holding you back. Except in this case, the universe isn't going to let you stand there forever. It's going to push. This degree brings crisis and culmination all at once. Everything that's been building, everything that's been left unfinished, everything you've been avoiding, it all comes to a head. You can't procrastinate anymore. You can't tell yourself next month or when I'm ready, because the 29th degree strips away that illusion of time. But here's the flip side, and this is what changes everything. The 29th degree is also called the degree of the master, because if you've done the work, if you've paid attention to the lessons, if you're willing to take the leap, this degree hands you mastery. It gives you the keys to the kingdom. Tomorrow, both Mars and Uranus are sitting at this exact point. Mars at 29 degrees Pisces is saying, you've felt everything, you've intuited everything, now it's time to act on what you know. And Uranus at 29 degrees Taurus is saying, you've seen the cracks in your material reality, now it's time to break free. And when these two forces connect through a sextile, an aspect that requires conscious activation, the universe is essentially handing you three specific, powerful, life-changing opportunities. But only if you're willing to see them and seize them. The first fearless opportunity. Let's get practical. The first opportunity tomorrow is all about your material world, your career, your finances, your physical resources, the way you earn and the way you value yourself. Uranus in Taurus has been revolutionizing this area since 2018. Maybe you've already felt it. The old 9-to-5 grind doesn't work anymore. The traditional career ladder feels like a cage. The safe, stable job that was supposed to provide security now feels suffocating. And Mars in Pisces has been teaching you to trust your intuition, to act from a place of spiritual alignment rather than pure ego or external validation. Tomorrow, these two energies merge, and the opportunity they present is this: a sudden, unexpected opening to break free from a restrictive financial or vocational situation. This isn't about quitting your job on a whim. This is about intelligent rebellion. This is the universe handing you a flash of insight, a sudden opportunity, a moment of clarity that shows you exactly how to pivot your career or finances in a way that aligns with your true values. Maybe it's a job offer that comes out of nowhere. Maybe it's an investment idea that suddenly makes perfect sense. Maybe it's the courage to finally launch that business you've been dreaming about for years. Maybe it's just the realization that you don't have to keep doing what drains you, that there is another way. But here's the catch: this opportunity requires action. The sextile doesn't hand you success on a silver platter. It hands you the open door. You have to walk through it. And because both planets are at the 29th degree, the window is small. This isn't energy that lingers for weeks. This is a flash, a spark, a moment. You either seize it or you watch it pass by. The second fearless opportunity. The second opportunity is deeply personal, and for some of you, this is the one that's going to hit hardest. Mars and Uranus both despise restriction. They hate conformity. They refuse to be caged. And when they work together, they give you the lightning strike of courage you need to break free from whatever has been holding you back psychologically, emotionally, or spiritually. Maybe you've been people-pleasing for so long that you don't even know who you are anymore. Maybe you've been staying in a relationship that's toxic because you're afraid of being alone. Maybe you've been hiding your true self, conforming to what others expect, playing small to make everyone else comfortable. Mars in Pisces has a shadow side. It can be passive-aggressive, self-sacrificing, lost in the fog of other people's emotions. But when it connects with Uranus, that fog burns away. Suddenly, you see clearly. Suddenly, you have the nerve to say what needs to be said. Suddenly, you're willing to risk the discomfort of authenticity because staying fake has become more painful than being real. This is the opportunity to reclaim yourself, to stop apologizing for who you are, to set boundaries without guilt, to walk away from situations that diminish you, to express your truth even if it makes people uncomfortable. And here's what nobody tells you. When you do this, when you step into your authentic power, some people will fall away, and that's okay, because the ones who belong in your life will stay, and new people, people who resonate with the real you, will appear. Tomorrow's energy is giving you the courage to make that shift, but you have to be willing to act on it. The third fearless opportunity. The third opportunity operates on a larger scale. This isn't just about you, it's about humanity. Uranus rules technology, innovation, sudden scientific breakthroughs, and revolutionary ideas. Mars provides the kinetic drive to implement them. Tomorrow, when these two planets align, we're not just talking about personal breakthroughs, we're talking about collective shifts. On a mundane level, tomorrow and the days surrounding it could bring sudden technological innovations, unexpected solutions to long-standing problems, or rapid shifts in how we communicate, trade, or organize ourselves as a society. But on a personal level, this is your opportunity to be part of that shift. Maybe you've had an idea brewing in your mind, something unconventional, something that doesn't fit the mold. Tomorrow's energy gives you the courage and the clarity to bring it into the world. This is the energy of smart risk. It's not about chaos. It's not about burning everything down. It's about seeing a gap in the system and having the audacity to fill it. It's about pitching the unorthodox idea. It's about trusting your vision even when others don't see it yet. Remember, every major innovation in history started with one person willing to act on an idea that seemed crazy at the time. Tomorrow's alignment gives you the spark. The question is, will you act on it? What makes tomorrow different from every other day? You might be thinking, okay, but planetary alignments happen all the time. Why is this one so special? Great question. And here's the answer: timing. Tomorrow isn't just about the Mars-Uranus sextile. It's about what happens immediately after. On April 9th, just 27 hours after the exact sextile, Mars leaves Pisces and enters Aries, and this is huge, because Aries is Mars' home sign. It's where Mars is strongest, most direct, most powerful. When Mars enters Aries, it's like a warrior returning home after a long journey. The hesitation of Pisces evaporates, the fog clears, and suddenly you have the raw drive to execute whatever breakthrough you received on April 8th. So here's the sequence. Tomorrow, the universe hands you the opportunity. The next day, the universe hands you the fuel to act on it. This is why the timing is so critical. This is why you can't afford to sleep on this energy. And then, just 2 weeks later, on April 25th, Uranus leaves Taurus and enters Gemini, beginning a 7-year cycle of intellectual, communicative, and technological revolution. Everything is accelerating, everything is shifting, and tomorrow is the launch pad. Remember when I said there's a reason you've been feeling restless? At the beginning of this video, I told you that if you've been feeling restless, stuck, or like something inside you is screaming to break free, there's a specific reason. Well, here it is. You've been feeling the build-up of this energy for weeks, maybe even months. Mars has been slowly moving through the final degrees of Pisces, dissolving your old identity, clearing out emotional debris. Uranus has been preparing to leave Taurus, shaking the last remnants of false security out of your life. Your soul knows that change is coming. Your intuition has been picking up on the cosmic signals, even if your conscious mind hasn't fully understood them. That restlessness you've been feeling, that's not anxiety. That's anticipation. That's your higher self getting ready for the leap. And tomorrow, the universe gives you the green light. But here's what you need to know about sextiles. I need to be honest with you about something. The sextile aspect is called an aspect of opportunity, but here's the catch. It doesn't do the work for you. Unlike a trine, which just drops blessings in your lap whether you're paying attention or not, a sextile requires conscious participation. It's like the universe is holding open a door, but you have to choose to walk through it. This means tomorrow's energy won't force change on you. It won't drag you kicking and screaming into a new reality. It will simply make the pathway available. It will remove the obstacles. It will give you the clarity and the courage. But you have to take the step. This is why so many people miss these opportunities. They feel the energy, they sense something shifting, but they hesitate. They tell themselves they'll act on it later. They wait for more confirmation, more signs, more certainty. And by the time they're ready, the window has closed. Don't be that person. The two Sabian symbols that reveal the deeper meaning. For those of you who want to go even deeper, there's a layer of symbolism that makes this alignment even more profound. In astrology, every degree of the zodiac has a Sabian symbol, a poetic image that reveals the spiritual meaning of that degree. And because both Mars and Uranus are at 29 degrees, we're actually looking at the symbols for the 30th degree of their respective signs. For Mars at Pisces 30, the symbol is a boy idealizing a great stone face, and as he grows up, begins to look like it. This is the power of visualization. It's the idea that what we consistently hold in our minds, what we idealize, what we aspire to, we eventually become. Mars at this degree is saying, The actions you take tomorrow should be aligned with your highest vision of yourself, not who you think you should be, not who others want you to be, but the ideal version of you that lives in your imagination. For Uranus at Taurus 30, the symbol is a peacock parading on the terrace of an old castle. This is the power of authentic display. The peacock doesn't hide its colors. It doesn't shrink to make others comfortable. It parades, unapologetically, boldly, beautifully. Uranus at this degree is saying, it's time to stop hiding your gifts, your value, your uniqueness. It's time to show up as your full self, even if it disrupts the traditional structures, the old castle, around you. When you put these two symbols together, the message becomes crystal clear. Tomorrow is the day when your internal ideal becomes your external reality. When the vision you've been holding in secret finally gets the courage to parade itself in the material world. What happens after the breakthrough? Let's talk about what comes next, because the energy doesn't just stop on April 8th. Like I mentioned earlier, Mars enters Aries on April 9th, and when that happens, you'll feel a surge. Suddenly, the intuitive knowing of Pisces transforms into decisive action. The fog lifts, the hesitation disappears, and you have the raw, unfiltered drive to move. But here's where it gets intense. In the middle of April, Mars will conjunct Neptune, April 13th, and then Saturn, April 19th. These are tests. Neptune will test whether your breakthrough is based on truth or illusion. Saturn will test whether it's sustainable or just a flash of inspiration. But if your actions on April 8th were genuine, if they were aligned with your soul's truth, you'll pass these tests, and what emerges on the other side will be real. And then, on April 25th, Uranus officially enters Gemini, beginning a 7-year cycle of mental, communicative, and technological revolution. The breakthroughs you experience tomorrow are preparing you for that massive shift. In other words, tomorrow isn't an isolated event. It's the first domino in a cascade of transformation that will unfold over the next several months and years. The universe is handing you the keys. Will you turn them? Here's the bottom line. Tomorrow, April 8th, 2026, the universe is presenting you with 3 fearless opportunities. 1. A radical breakthrough in your career, finances, or material reality. 2. The courage to break free from toxic patterns and reclaim your authentic self. 3. The spark of innovation that allows you to contribute to collective progress. But these opportunities won't force themselves on you. They won't shout, they won't beg. They'll simply appear as a flash of insight, a sudden opportunity, a moment of clarity, a surge of courage. And when that moment comes, you'll have a choice. You can seize it or you can let it pass. The 29th degree doesn't wait. It doesn't offer second chances. It demands a decision now. So tomorrow, pay attention. Notice what shows up. Trust your intuition. And when the opportunity reveals itself, act. Because when Mars enters Aries the next day, you'll have the fuel to build on whatever you started. And when Uranus enters Gemini in 2 weeks, you'll be riding the wave of a new era. But it all starts with what you do tomorrow. The universe is handing you the keys. The door is open. The pathway is clear. The only question left is, will you walk through it? If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.